So, we meet this guy Sean, a father who's clearly not doing well. Why? His daughter's been missing for 3 days, and he's losing his mind trying to find her. The man's in Mexico, poking around a junkyard packed with rusted, busted-up cars. He got a lead that her car might have ended up there, so he's digging through the mess hoping for a clue. Eventually, after checking out a bunch of vehicles, he stumbles upon her car. It's sitting there looking perfectly fine, not a scratch. But here's the weird part. His daughter's nowhere in sight. The only thing he finds is a pair of eyeglasses that belong to her friend. Yeah, that doesn't exactly make things better. He alerts the local cops, but when he brings them back to the spot, the car is just gone. Vanished. Like it was never there. One officer, Hector Montoya, is immediately suspicious. He's looking at Sean like, "Are you making this up?" Instead of being helpful, Hector starts accusing him of trespassing and tells him to scram before he gets in illegal trouble. Sean heads back to his farm, which is near the Texas border. Back home, things aren't any easier. His older daughter is pissed. She blames him for not keeping the family safe. Meanwhile, his wife Susan is trying to hold things together, but you can tell everyone's stressed to the max. That night, Sean vents to Susan about how the local authorities seem shady, and he's got this gut feeling something is seriously wrong. He tells her he's planning to go to the U.S. consulate the next day and see if he can get some real help. But before he can do that, there's a surprise knock at the door. It's Max, Sean's old buddy from his military days. These two go way back. As they catch up, we learn Sean used to be a special forces colonel, the kind of guy who handled brutal missions, taking out dangerous people, dismantling crime rings, you name it. Max clearly respects him and offers to help find Sean's daughter. Now, you think Sean would be all over that, but he knows Max has a dark side. The dude doesn't exactly play by the rules. So even though Max's offer is coming from a good place, Sean politely says no thanks. He'd rather handle it alone than risk things getting out of hand. Next day, Sean visits the consulate. There, he bumps into the father of his daughter's missing friend. That's when it all clicks. The girls were together when they vanished. He explains everything he knows, especially his suspicions about those shady Mexican cops. Now, the consulate dude is no stranger to what's going on down in Mexico. He starts talking about this ruthless ex-mercenary named Victor Garza, who basically runs a powerful gang in the region. He warns Sean that if Victor's involved, this isn't just a case of 2 missing girls. It's a potential kidnapping by a seriously dangerous group. The guy even suggests Sean might want to let it go for his own safety. But of course, that only makes Sean dig his heels in harder. He's not backing down. He wants answers. The consulate lays it all out. Victor Garza is no ordinary criminal. This man is linked to everything from assassinations to hundreds of people disappearing in a thin air. His crew is made up of trained killers who used to be mercenaries. Basically, these are guys you don't want to mess with. Pretty soon, the news catches wind of the story. A missing daughter of a former U.S. military colonel? That's big headlines. Cameras are rolling, and suddenly Sean and his wife are being interviewed on national TV. While Susan breaks down in tears, Sean holds it together, promising his daughter on camera that he's coming for her, no matter what it takes. Now here's the twist. Victor, the big bad boss himself, sees all this unfold on the news. And as he's watching, it hits him. One of the girls his men are holding is the daughter of a U.S. military man. That's a huge problem for him. It could totally screw up his connections with his American partners if things get out of control. So what does Victor do? He acts fast. He grabs the 2 corrupt cops who were tied to the kidnapping. Yep, including our buddy Hector Montoya. Turns out these 2 geniuses grabbed the wrong girl. Victor is livid. He chews them out for their mistake and, without blinking, has one of them executed on the spot. He lets Hector live for now, but only if he agrees to help capture Sean and bring him in. Yeah, things just got personal. But Victor doesn't stop there. He orders his brother Carlos to send some of their most dangerous guys across the border. Their mission? Kill Sean and wipe out his entire family. Victor wants to send a loud, bloody message to everyone, law enforcement, civilians, rival gangs, that messing with him has deadly consequences. Meanwhile, back on the farm, Sean has no idea that danger is closing in. He's just out in the fields doing chores with his rifle in hand, trying to keep pests away from the crops. But then, something feels off. He spots a group of blacked-out vehicles speeding toward the house. That's not normal. Without hesitation, he bolts into the house, face full of panic, and tells his wife and daughter to hide upstairs. Whatever's coming, it's not good. Moments later, all hell breaks loose. Carlos and his gang show up and start shooting like maniacs. Bullets flying everywhere. It's total chaos. Gunfire echoed through the neighborhood, catching the attention of a nearby resident who wasted no time calling the sheriff. The sheriff, halfway through dinner, dropped everything and headed straight for the scene once he heard someone was in danger. Inside the house, things are already heating up. Sean, though trained and capable, was outnumbered. Carlos and his crew had barged in, looking to cause serious trouble. Thinking on his feet, Sean smashed dishes and glass all over the floor. It wasn't random. He was setting a trap using the noise of the shards to track movement. Carlos, unknowingly making a big tactical mistake, told his men to split up and check different areas of the house. That played right into Sean's hands. One by one, Sean took them out, using the element of surprise in each room. If Carlos had gone in with a more aggressive or coordinated attack, things could have turned out a lot worse for Sean. But thankfully, he didn't. Upstairs, Sean told his wife and kid to climb out the window and get to safety. Meanwhile, Carlos made a move by sending Hector Montoya up first. Bad call. Sean used that moment to grab Hector and turn the situation even more in his favor. Just as the sheriff pulled up outside, Sean managed to get his family out of harm's way. But the sheriff didn't walk into a quiet scene. He found a headless body in one of the cars and was immediately pulled into a gunfight with Carlos's men spilling out of the house. In the chaos, Sean rushed his family out of there. He took off fast, but not before catching a glimpse of the sheriff being taken down. That hit hard, and it pushed Carlos into a rage-fueled pursuit. Even with some distance between them, Sean knew the threat wasn't over. Carlos and his crew weren't giving up. So Sean made a bold move. He stopped the car, stepped out, and started shooting. The sudden attack threw Carlos's team into panic. When the dust settled, only Carlos was left standing. Still trying to play tough, Carlos refused to say where Sean's daughter was. That didn't last. Sean, fueled by desperation, shot Carlos in both legs and arms until he talked. Once he had the info he needed, Sean put an end to Carlos for good. Now that he was getting close to saving his daughter, Sean didn't want to put his family in more danger. He found a safe place for them, then called up Max, an old friend who'd previously offered help. Max showed up fast, bringing gear and that no-nonsense attitude he was known for. Meanwhile, Victor, Carlos's brother and the head of a massive cartel, was getting nervous. He hadn't heard from Carlos and could feel something bad coming. He had no idea just how bad it was going to be. Sean and Max rolled up to Victor's base, ready for war. In no time, they were cutting through Victor's guards like it was nothing. Victor, once the most feared figure in the region, was suddenly watching his empire collapse. They pushed forward with laser focus, knowing Sean's daughter was close. They reached the building where she and her friend were being held, and the few guards standing there didn't stand a chance. After freeing the girls, Sean handed off the next part to Max, interrogation. Max didn't mess around when it came to getting answers. Victor was running out of time. Max made it clear, talk, or it was game over. The next morning, Max showed just how serious he was by carrying Victor's head out and tossing it by the roadside as a warning to anyone thinking of stepping up. With all the madness finally behind him, Sean reunited with his family. It was a heavy moment, filled with relief. As a symbol of starting fresh, he shaved off his beard and mustache, ready to move on from the nightmare. With the threat gone, they could finally breathe, finally look forward to a life without fear hanging over them. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, and if you didn't, hit dislike twice to make sure we got the message. And hey, do yourself a favor, watch the full movie. You'll love it. Thanks for sticking around. Hit subscribe if you want more stories like this.